The market town of Wetherby in West Yorkshire is home to the Stocker family. 4 years ago, they received some shattering news.
George was a normal, healthy 9-year-old, played hooker for Wetherby, and we were on tour. And while we were on tour, he started being sick and getting some headaches, and thought really nothing of it. And came back, saw the doctor over a couple of weeks, and somehow we ended up in hospital having some tests. And then 2 o'clock one Friday afternoon, we got called into a room and told that George had unfortunately had a brain tumour. We went down to hospitals where I had to sign various forms and give consent to an operation, and was told that George might die and he might be mute. So it was a terrifying experience. That day our life changed, and George went through operations. He's been through radiotherapy, he's been through chemotherapy and lots of side effects. So his treatment lasted 82 weeks, which sounds a long time, but when you were 9, it was, it's a huge part of your life.
It was during my radiotherapy, when I was in the wards, I just saw a lot of kids that just looked a lot worse than I did, and I wanted to do something to help.
More and more people got to hear about our story, and it just got bigger and bigger. We had over 1,500 people fundraise for us in one way or another.
What started with a modest collection at his local rugby club quickly grew into something much bigger. To date, more than £50,000 has been raised for the Candlelighters charity that supported George and his family since his initial diagnosis.
While he was going through those experiences, he wanted to play rugby again, and he was determined to beat this disease. And so while we're having radiotherapy, Dad, give me some more feed, and by this time he's been fed through a tube. And he actually, in the latter stage of radiotherapy, didn't put a lot on, but he put a pound on. And we asked the doctors afterwards, come on, how many people did that? And they said, well, in 15 years, no one's ever put weight on. And then I knew I'd got a special case on my hands.
All through treatment, I wanted to play rugby again. I saw other people who had the same as I had, and were just lazing around on sofas watching TV. But I really wanted to get back into rugby as soon as I could.
George's remarkable return to the pitch just 18 months after being diagnosed has amazed and inspired all those who know him.
It's great to have George back. He, firstly, is a great lad. One of those characters that you want around the place. That's half the battle. But what he adds to the team, he's got the heart of a lion. He gets down the bottom and into the bottom of rucks, mauls, everything else. Quite happy to put his body on the line.
I went to the same school as Harry when I was in the early years of my tumour. So all through radio and chemo, I was with Harry, and he's been my friend ever since.
It was hard because what George was going through, it definitely affected his school life. And to see him going through that and us going through it and him not being with us was definitely difficult. So yeah, it was a hard time.
Rugby brings people together anyway, and people were more than willing to help for such a good cause. He is an exceptional young man and never ever made his difficulties obvious. He always played down his difficulties, and that was an internal credit to him and to his family.
And earlier this year, the family received some much more welcome news.
Dad got the call saying that he'd been picked to have the Olympic torch. So we went in for a meeting about it, and they said that they wanted me to present it to him in front of some of our school. So I was a bit nervous, walking down the stairs, not wanting to drop it, but it felt amazing having to give him the torch and me be the one to tell him.
I'm very excited because it's once in a lifetime opportunity. I'll never get to do it again.